point third quarter deficit, beat the hot Utah Jazz 103-100. It was Luka's fourth game this season with 30 points, 10 assists, matching the total for the rest of the NBA. Luka's leading the league at 36.1 points per game this season. Last night, he became, he's up there. Look at this. Look at this. Third player to start the season with 7 straight 30 per game.
He's that dude.
What is different about this season?
Okay. Let me explain something to people at home. I'm going to ask Malika, do you know what the most important part of the season is? Do you know, Malika? The off-season. I hear you back there today.
Yeah, he's back there going, off-season.
He is playing the way he finished the season. The way he finished the season. Remember, he worked himself into shape. And then he balled out at the end of the year and had his best playoffs, gets them to the conference finals, right? So what did he do? He went and played Euro basketball, stayed in great shape, and now he is starting the season the same way he ended the season. Last year, he admitted that it took him a little bit of time to get into shape. And when you're a 24-year-old player, it takes time. It takes time to understand how your offseason needs to go. It is a part of the maturation process. But Luka Doncic now understands that if he starts to, he's been the leading candidate betting-wise for MVP the last 3 consecutive seasons because he is that dude, and he's understanding the important part of the offseason is making sure that you hit the ground running to start the season.
Is he the favorite for you right now for MVP, or is there somebody else?
I would probably still say Giannis.
I would probably still
They're undefeated.
Say Giannis too.
Like, he's that dude.
Yeah, because as great as Luka has been, it's Giannis.
It's Giannis.
Playing the best basketball so far this season. The Bucks remain undefeated after beating the Pistons, thanks to Giannis dropping 32 points in 30 minutes. The 2-time MVP has now scored more points on the year than minutes played. So let's take it back and look at the week that is in the life of Giannis.
Just how do you feel about the way you've been playing these last 2 games?
Man. Business, man. Got some Supreme Force for the team. 12, right? Yeah, I appreciate you. You're welcome.
So what do you attribute your strong start to this season?
I've been eating a lot of fruits before the game.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah!
I get like what you guys call it, nectarine or peach. I don't know how you guys.
There you go. Let me see what you got. You're the first pair of freaks you've ever given me. Really? No.
Gives me a lot of energy. Makes me feel good.
There you go, baby.
I appreciate you, Brody.
Yeah, underdog.
After my pre-game shooting, I ate a banana.
These big grenades. You stop higher, you understand? I can shoot better.
I don't know what that one was.
So I ate peach and a banana, and it allows me to play better.
Man, I love Giannis. Perk, if you were to describe him in one word so far this season, what would that one word be?
Oh, it's not one word, Malika. It's 2 words. God did. And God did when he blessed us with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And look, I'm telling you straight up, he is everything and more when it comes to the game of basketball. And he's every GM dream when it comes to a franchise player. Again, you talked about it. He has more points than minutes played. But when you talk about a guy, right, that's not only giving you 30 and 12 rebounds and dishing out 5 biscuits, but the passion that he plays with, his availability to the media, never shying away from the moment, always holding himself accountable, always showing the love and passion for the game. He reminds me a little bit of KG along with the late, great Kobe Bryant, where he don't take no possessions off on both ends of the floor. This is a guy, right? If I want my kid to follow the example on who to be in the league, I want it to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. Just think about it. He never gets in trouble off the court. He always doing the right thing. He stays in the lab. Every year he gets better. And right now he is the best player in the game. And I think there's no debate about it.
Well, you mentioned KG and Kobe. We're going to get into them a little bit more in the show because did you know, Perk, that they actually debuted today? So we're going to get into some of those highlights. But next on NBA Today, our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, Woj, what more can you tell us about James Harden?
Malika, right foot tendon strain, image. a month for the 76ers, who, at 4-5, they enter a challenging stage of their schedule now, and they'll be without Harden. I'm told to expect at least a month, and certainly Tyrese Maxey has played a significant role with this Sixers team, averaging 24 points a game, shooting almost 47% from three-point range. But I think this is a call now for Joel Embiid again. You saw what he did last year when the Sixers were undermanned, had an MVP caliber season, and he'll certainly be called on again now to elevate his play. But a Sixer team that starts at 4-5, they lose James Harden, I'm told, for at least a month.
James Harden out for at least a month. Already Joel Embiid missing their last game. Woj, thank you so much for spending some time here on NBA Today. I want to bring in our NBA analyst, Kendrick Perkins, into this discussion. Perk, what do you make? What do the Sixers do now that Harden is out for a month?
Well, it's hard to replace James Harden, right? Because his ability for us making others around him better and getting to the free throw line, but they have enough. And Woj just talked about Tyrese Maxey, but this is his chance and his opportunity again to show why his name should be up there with a lot of other young stars in the game today when you mention their name in certain conversations. This kid could flat out ball. Doc Rivers trusts him. Joel Embiid trusts him a lot. And I think Tyrese Maxey is going to rise to the occasion even more and elevate his game. And it's also give them opportunity to get Tobias Harris, right? Back to his all-star caliber play when he had to step up and get his confidence going again, when you could see some of those 30-point nights every now and then. But look, this team is going to be fine. I didn't really, panic too much even when they got off to the slow start. They're battling through some injuries right now, but they have enough. You still have P.J. Tucker, who's the ultimate role player. I think Doc could utilize Montrezl Harrell a little bit more off the bench and give him more minutes and let him come in and do his thing as well. But the 76ers are deep. Matisse Thybulle, he really haven't played a lot of minutes. It's his opportunity for him to step on the floor. Again, he's auditioning for the rest of the league. So the Sixers have enough. They'll be fine for the 1 month that James Harden is out.
Well, when you said Tyrese Maxey, Vince Carter went on the table. I'm just going to get out of your way.
No, he's right. As soon as I heard, Harden down, I was like, well, now it's time to see Tyrese Maxey take it to another level, and then Tobias Harris. This is your opportunity. You've kind of been pushed down to fourth option, if you would. Well, this is your chance to kind of, once again, like you said, to audition for the rest of the league as well. So I think the Sixers are in good hands, and I think it starts with Tyrese Maxey making things easier for Joel Embiid.
The Sixers, though, they have a tough schedule coming up here today, so they're going to have to stay afloat through all of that without him.
Well, the reason why I feel like this could be a blessing in disguise as we look at the schedule: Knicks, Suns, Hawks, Jazz, Bucks, T-Wolves. Yeah, and that's not like the old Hawks. Like this
and
is
that's
the
not
Hawks.
Even the old Jazz.
And that's not, well, yeah, it's not even the old Jazz.
And that ain't the old Timberwolves. That's say 4-4, but they got monsters.
And should we also include the Knicks? I feel like we should add the Knicks. Like they play hard, but last night was
100% we should include the Knicks.
Yeah, I know last night was a little different, but I will say this: the issue with the Sixers is it seems like their peak always comes at the wrong time, right? Maybe it's early to start the season. I feel like last year was around December. Maybe this will be an opportunity for them to rely on playing more team basketball, recenter themselves, get their guys going, and then also hopefully come, the top of the year into February and March, maybe that's when they're actually at full strength and full stride. Because James Harden, it looks like he made a lot of the right necessary growth steps as a veteran to be prepared, but now it's like working the pieces together. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise, which means that their prime will come later instead of earlier, and that has been their issue for so long.
This is the problem that worries me a little bit. I know it's a little early for worry and all this.
Never too soon, Rich.
But James Harden was one of the most durable players in the NBA, and Vince, you know this. As you get older, and we saw it with LeBron James, we've seen it with other players. As you get older, these little things, whether it's a back, whether it's a foot, hamstring, like that's what I'm saying. 43 games missed in the first 11 seasons. I didn't even know we had this graphic built. This is just where I was going. Good job, producer Greg. So 42 games.
That's a star.
So that to me is something that okay, is it time to start dialing back James Harden? And I'm not saying like manage load him, but just saying you've played a lot of minutes, you've taken a lot of hits, and we've also seen a trend of just like little nagging injuries start to pop up.
Yeah.
Do we have to approach it differently? Do we need to make you the second or like the third guy? Not from like a talent standpoint, but from a usage rate.
Well, I want to add to that, as a veteran, as you get older, like you said, it's how you prepare yourself for on the court and how you take care of yourself off the court. Because that translates as far as your rest, being tired, all of the wear and tear in your body as well. So that's that he has to do.
And when Max is giving you 24 and balling, it's not an insult that you're a third guy. It's more like this is what's necessary for us to win a championship, and it's saving you for the right times to go hard when you need him the most.
Maxey needs to step up. Tobias Harris needs to step up. But the fact of the matter is, this team goes as Joel Embiid goes. Joel Embiid needs to be at that MVP level he was at last year. And speaking of MVPs, still to come on NBA Today, both Giannis and Luka went